Welcome, class, to our most comprehensive lecture to date. Over the past few weeks, we have dissected the minds and machines of the Crucible Guard's most pivotal commanders. Now, we bring them together. From the self-made demigod and the double agent, to the brother alchemists and the cheerful crusader of the wastes. Each warcaster is a unique formula of ambition, tragedy, and devastating innovation. This is not merely a roster, it is a study in how extreme personalities are forged by war and alchemy. By understanding these 6 individuals, you understand the very soul and the inherent fractures of the Crucible Guard itself. Aurum Legate Lucas de More. He is a paradox, a desperate refugee who became one of the most dangerous minds in the Ironkingdoms. His home was stolen, his freedom taken, yet his greatest triumph was a self-inflicted transformation. He sought to unlock the arcane potential hidden within all humanity. And he succeeded. But when you force a miracle, what does the miracle demand in return? This is the story of the first self-made warcaster, and the hunger that powers him. Also, before we begin, if you are enjoying these courses, please feel free to like, subscribe, and comment below to help our higher-ups know to expand our enrollment to other students. And without further ado, let's begin. Aurum Legate Lucas de More. Lucas de More has long kept the rebellious fire of the Order of the Golden Crucible burning in Lael. There is nothing he has not risked, nothing he has not gambled in his ongoing resistance against the Kaidorans, who claimed his homeland as their own. Once a high-placed member working directly out of the Thunderhead at Laedry, Lucas de More suffered a reversal of fortune the night the Order was betrayed. De More has struggled against impossible odds, sometimes sleeping in gutters and feeding on refuse, even losing his own freedom for a time as a prisoner of war. Kaidor would have executed any other rebel who has caused as much destruction as the alchemist, but they covet his knowledge too much. For all the discoveries de More has made over his career, it is his most recent that makes him one of the most dangerous men in all of the Ironkingdoms. De More has long been a student of the transformative application of alchemy. Even a simple photomorphic elixir, distilled from the adrenal and pineal glands of the burrow morgue, demonstrates the craft's ability to fundamentally alter the flesh of men. Driven by a need for a new weapon in his personal war, de More worked without rest to unlock the arcane potential he believed lay dormant in all people, theorizing that those born with the gift of magic simply possessed a key others did not, a key he was sure he could replicate. In other words, de More sought to create a warcaster from nothing. It was desperation that drove Lucas de More to test his serum not in a safe or controlled condition, but on himself. Failure after failure left him weak and frail. All the while, his enemies closed around him like a noose. Knowing he had little time before he was discovered, de More made radical adjustments to his formula and injected himself with the results. When he awoke, de More was forever changed. He could feel the pulse of Mechanica in the air, the presence of warjacks, and the hum of their mechanical instincts. He had succeeded in forcing himself into the ranks of the special and the rare. He had made his mark on history as the first self-made warcaster. His transformation was not without its side effects. The serum rampaged through his system like a hungry cancer, and his body came to crave it as a drunkard craves a bottle. Without it in his veins, de Moray was lessened even from his previous state of frailty. But with it, he could stand alongside the great warcasters of the world. So we are left to ponder the legacy of Lucas de Moray. Is he a visionary who bent reality to his will, or a cautionary tale of ambition? His power is undeniable, but it is sustained by a serum that ravages him, a permanent testament to the axiom that all power has a price. If you found this exploration of alchemical ambition compelling, please support our lectures by liking this video and subscribing to the channel. The Crucible of History is vast, and there are many more formulas to uncover. He fights for gold and the joy of destruction. Marshal General Baldwin Gearhart and Mr. Clog, a Signaran-born mercenary warcaster, Marshal General Baldwin Gearhart has made a career of fighting and has enjoyed every moment along the way. He is never happier than when facing long odds and overwhelming numbers, much to the chagrin of his manservant Mr. Clog. Gearhart has dragged his assistant across the ironkingdoms and into the wild yonder, beyond the civilized world, on countless hunting expeditions. And now he delights in knocking Caderans around the battlefield in occupied Lael. Whatever enemies the Crucible Guard faces in the years ahead, the Marshal General stands ready to deploy his unusual arsenal against them. Gearhart seems an odd choice to be the leader of the Crucible Guard's active armed forces. The man has little interest in the purpose or legacy of the Guard, couldn't give a damn about recovering the Order of the Golden Crucible's former holdings, and really doesn't care much at all about being a member. On paper, at least, he is second to Lucas de Moray in the hierarchy of the military arm of the Order. But Gearhart fights for his own purposes, specifically the joy of destroying things with advanced weaponry and the vast sums of gold he can earn doing it. Gearhart makes frequent demands of Crucible arms gunsmiths and arcane mechanics. On the eve of battle, he is likely to show up at the nearest gunsmith's tent, flush with brandy and full of ideas, thrusting ill-made sketches of new weapons into their hands. By the time his drunk has worn off, and the put-upon Clog rouses him from sleep, the Order's craftsmen have translated his half-formed ideas into some kind of new weapon system, which Gearhart promptly forces his assistant to carry for him as he marches briskly to battle. At this point, Clog is bent nearly double by the weight of the different guns he must carry. Each one is a bespoke piece of destructive hardware, hurling a catastrophic array of sludges, explosives, and toxic gas canisters at the enemy. Gearhart treats his weapons like a painter treats his brushes, instructing Clog to hand him the ideal implement for every instance, even some that he seems to have made up on the spur of the moment. Aurum Adeptus Silvestro. Silvestro represents the ideal blend of alchemist and soldier. His demeanor is serious, and he does not succumb to fanciful obsessions over every new alchemical discovery, preferring to keep his work pragmatic and focused on advances in military alchemy. Whenever possible, he hones his battlefield capabilities, pushing himself to improve his martial skill through practice bouts with other soldiers, physical trials, and simulated combat between actual engagements. While others rest, he tests his mind by studying and refining formulae, long into the night by the light of an alchemical lantern. In the early days of the Cadoran invasion, Silvestro and his brother Prospero traveled from the Ordic chapter of the Order with the first wave of reinforcements. They accomplished a great deal at Riversmet, holding the eastern bridge long enough for many civilians to evacuate the city. Silvestro's one obsession, beyond being the perfect combat alchemist, relates to his brother, Prospero. The destruction of Prospero's body at Riversmith weighs heavily on his mind, and he spends a portion of every night trying to devise a way to restore him to an organic body. Neither has been willing to discuss this sensitive matter with the other, and Silvestro is unaware how much Prospero obsesses over it as well. If the brothers were to join their intellectual acumen, they might have a hope of accomplishing the task. But Prospero is too proud to admit his discomfort, while Silvestro does not wish to give his brother any false hopes, and so each toils in isolation. As a highly placed member of the Ordic chapter, Aurum Adeptus Silvestro's words carry great weight within the Order. He was instrumental in securing safe haven in Ord for refugee alchemists, and he helped push the Crucible Guard into open conflict with its Cadoran enemies. Captain Aira McKay has rejected the destiny so many had in mind for her. The youngest scion of a line of accomplished alchemists, many believed she would undoubtedly follow in the footsteps of her forebearers. Instead, she has pursued her own destiny, driven by the emergence of her warcaster gift. When McKay was a young woman, her father Callum pushed her to neglect her arcane talents and focus on what was expected of her, but she rejected his advice. Seeing a need for those with her abilities, she joined the Crucible Guard as soon as she was able, eager to assist in the war effort against those she saw as cruel oppressors. Life on the front lines was too dangerous for her father to bear, so he turned his talents into creating a bulwark to shield his daughter from harm, the Railless Interceptor. The Railless is a unique weapons platform, akin to the war wagons and gun carriages of the past, but crossbred with a locomotive and blended with alchemical and technical innovations. In battle, Captain McKay is enthusiastic, if perhaps a bit naive. The return to Lyle was her first true battle. In the past, she has only participated in minor mercenary operations to raise funds for the Crucible Guard's ongoing war effort, and she has yet to experience the tragedy of real warfare firsthand. With her drive to demonstrate the merits of the Railless weapon system, she is certain to gain such experience soon. Traditional Crucible Guard commanders view the weapon as a novelty, not seeing how it in any way can be superior to tried-and-true warjacks. Captain McKay works to prove their assumptions wrong, and she seems born for the task. She works twice as hard as others of her rank, not only proving herself worthy to be a captain, but also proving that the designs her father created, especially for her, are the next leap forward in military innovation. Aurum Lucanum Athenor Locke. Locke leads the fabrication of the Crucible Guard's warjack complement. As a part of the deals made by the Order with King Baird, she is also at the forefront of efforts to update and retrofit the Ordic military's warjacks, making her a key figure in relations between their sponsor's army and the Order. Her capability in this regard, and the rapport she has established with senior officers on both sides, has earned her a great deal of acclaim and influence. She is privy to secret councils in which the unfolding plans of both groups are discussed and debated. Many of the leading minds in the Order of the Golden Crucible and Crucible Guard with a spiritual inclination choose to worship the goddess Siris to some degree. The Maiden of Gear's ideals are well suited to those of the Order's intellectual elite, though for many this is a casual affiliation, more a matter of like-minded appreciation for machines and precise engineering than of any deeper piety. One of these devout Cyricists is Aurum Lucanum Athenor Locke, a young and accomplished arcane mechanic. Coming from a prestigious line of arcane mechanics, from an early age she assisted in the production of rune plates and cortexes for the Order, eventually rising to the upper echelon of the discipline. That her family had a hand in her swift rise was a surprise to no one. Nepotism runs deep in the Order of the Golden Crucible, though such advancement usually also requires commensurate capability and talent. As if this were not enough complexity for one young woman's life, Locke has additional loyalties as well. Other Cyricists in the Order recognized her acumen at an early age, and word spread, eventually reaching the most devout worshippers of the Maiden of Gears. The convergence of Cyrus began courting the young Locke 12 years ago, gradually bringing her into their fold. Now, Locke acts as a secret observer for the convergence. When she is not in a workshop developing warjacks and weapons, or taking to the battlefield in a mechanical frame that augments her combat capabilities, Locke gathers intelligence and passes it to the convergence through a network of intermediaries. She sees her work as a form of devotional to her goddess. Locke is careful to redirect the Crucible Guard away from convergence holdings in Lyell to protect her erstwhile allies, on occasion taking to the battlefield herself to guard a temple on the cult's behalf. So far, she has not had to choose between these loyalties, finding ways to achieve the Guard's goals while also serving her faith. Whether this will remain possible in the future remains to be seen. Major Aline Bennett. Aline Bennett was once a star ace among Rocketman Corps, as well as a warcaster in training among the Crucible Guard. When the apocalypse came, most of Bennett's corps unfortunately perished. Instead of drowning in sorrow, however, Bennett buried her comrades and used their scavenged gear to build herself a new suit of armor, a suit that combined her skills as a warcaster with that of a high-flying rocketman. Despite her tragedy, Aline is cheerful, altruistic, and dedicated to making the Wastes a safer place. She patrols the ruined Ironkingdoms in search of evildoers, whom she happily eradicates with her paired flamethrowers. After scouring a region of evil, Aline will land briefly to deliver a wink, a smile, and a thumbs up before blasting off again. And thus concludes our survey of the Crucible Guard's commanding minds. We have seen power purchased with addiction, loyalty divided by faith, hope armor-plated against despair, and warfare treated as a violent art form. Each warcaster is a testament to the Order's philosophy, that reality itself is a compound to be broken down and reforged. If this deep dive into the alchemists of war has expanded your understanding of the Ironkingdoms, please support our ongoing lectures. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with a fellow student of history. The crucible of conflict is ever burning, and there are always more secrets to uncover. Now, for our final discussion. Which of these 6 warcasters do you believe will define the Guard's legacy? Debate your choice in the comments below. Class dismissed.